And we're live.
Alright, we're actually live.
Yeah, we are.
I don't know like how long this will be, like maybe 40 minutes or so, but let's just roll with it. Um, shall I just like say what I was like saying before?
Yeah,
Right.
like welcome to the do your thing, man.
Yeah, well, welcome to the corner. As always, like, share, and subscribe the shit out of these videos. Today, like, we're just going to talk a little chilled back, but we're going to talk about the American ways.
And also like interesting quote that I translated yesterday about Friedrich Nietzsche, and in relation to how this applies to a lot of people today. We've been talking about this for the last 20 minutes actually, about how people, especially in a capitalistic culture where consumerism is almost like a disease, if you will. But we can get in on that a little bit more later.
Like how it is spreading.
Yeah.
How the American consumerism is spreading towards the West like a furious fucking cancer.
Yeah, throughout the entire world, and this all goes back to the post Second World War area, where there was this thing called the cultural imperialism. You can Google that, but I know it because I have studied that, which is basically where the Americans did what no other country has done before, which was actually beautifully smart. They didn't say, "No, Germany is now ours. All the Russia is going to be now ours. We're going to spend tons of military resources on capturing all of this land and turning it into America." No, what they did was they actually put a little bit less money into what's called the Marshall Help, which was like rebuilding cities in Germany and rebuilding everything, with the condition that Germany be Western oriented and not Russian oriented. And what happened? Well, they got buffed. The western part of Germany that was the American sector, got buffed up and became so Western oriented that all of the values that they have in America got distributed all over Europe, without it turning into America. But now everyone speaks English as a second language in Europe, at least, and America has achieved what they actually wanted to achieve, which was not to turn everything into America, but everyone speaks the language now, which is actually better if you think about it.
Well, I think that will like happen.
Like in the perspective of America, though. But the curse that has come with this is, of course, this fucking status fappery, this fucking status stressing, where people are like trying to claim this fucking consumerism and status of, I gotta get this new car, I gotta get this new Beamer, I gotta get because my neighbor, oh my god, that guy has a car, that guy has a fucking basement, I gotta get that too, even though I can't afford it.
That's one thing, but like what's worse is how it is fucking enabled, man. That you are like, I don't know if you listen to Danish radio, but you are like fucking bombarded every 15th minute with take up a quick loan. Only like 20% interest or so on, right? Gamble on Mr. Green. You can earn up to like $500,000.
And that's dangerous, I think, in a country that has such high taxes we have, because yes, maybe in America the top 1% or the top 20% can afford all these capital not these loans, but they're rich enough to actually be able to afford all these objects, this materialism that is in the culture of America. Like, America is very much a culture of, you gotta buy this, you gotta buy that, buy. And
Yeah, but
if
America,
you're in America, they can actually afford this. But over here, where we have to pay 50% taxes, we cannot afford that. But it's still in the culture here because we look so much to America, so it is still in our culture to buy, even though we can't afford it, and that's fucking dangerous here.
yeah, but like still, like America still like has a shit ton of loan. I mean, they
Yeah,
have
yeah.
$15 trillion in outstanding student loans.
Yeah, but that's
Like
that's student loans. That's
that's student loans. So we don't know like about that, but I don't know like how much do they like have in consumer loans in the U.S.
yeah, I don't know. You could like Google that real quick. Um,
4.11 trillion. Still a shit ton. That's still a
but
shit
that,
ton, man.
yeah, okay, that even proves our point even further.
And
That
I can
about this fucking consumer culture there is in the U.S.
and also like mortgage loans in the U.S. That's also like different from us. They have 15.8 trillion dollars in mortgage loans.
Yeah,
And you know, like at first you will like think, man, like you know, well, I can understand that. That's not so much or something. But then take in consideration what the average mortgage loans interest rate is in the U.S.
yeah,
Which is like 8% or something. That's like 4 fucking times what we pay,
yeah,
right? Um, so that's like fucking crazy, man.
yeah.
Like you can get it down to you know like 4% or 4.75% maybe, but or less, but still, it's
Yeah.
still a lot. It's still a strain on the economy.
Yeah, and it's just like it really speaks to this again this behavior that people have where they can't be at peace basically with their lives. They always want more. I mean, just this single word more really bugs me in a way.
Yeah.
In fact there's two words in the English language and in any language that I hate more than anything, or that I've come to hate more than anything. This I've not felt like this my entire life, but I've come to hate these two words, and they are more and faster.
Yeah.
Like that, just because there doesn't seem to be a limit to this. That's the sad part of it. More
No,
and faster is
there.
always like, and it can't, you can't have more and faster. At some point it's going to explode or implode or whatever the fuck, and turn to shit and turn to chaos.
Yeah, it will. Like I was like talking with like our friend Joshua. You remember him from South Africa?
Yeah.
About his fucking country. We were like talking about like truck driving and stuff.
I think he was on episode 16 or what was it?
Yeah, he's been on with us.
Yeah.
And it just fucking shocked me that South Africa, according to him, like has 50% unemployment rate, a shit ton of crime.
Yeah.
And if you're a truck driver, especially for like armored transit vans or something, you're like having one of the most dangerous occupations in the country, because you can expect to be fucking attacked every day.
Well, yeah, and
You know?
and why would you want to live like that?
Yeah.
But also, what? No, sorry, maybe I missed something there. But what does this have to do with the consumption behavior?
Like I was like getting to it, that this is like what you get if the distribution of wealth is off balanced in a country.
Oh yeah.
Right, and like sure, because consumerism has like also reached South Africa, with like having McDonald's, KFC, and like some of these big chains and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But the distribution of wealth is just way more off balanced, with like the rich are really rich and the poor is really, really fucking poor. You know?
And that's a whole other level of I mean, that's inequality, and that's even worse on many accounts than the status.
But still, like, you know, like I would like still say that they are still pushed in the aspect that, you know, like, imagine being poor in this country, and then you see like, you know, like some fucking dude pulling up in front of you in a fat fucking Beamer or Merc, and getting out, you know, like, and you would like think, why the fuck can't I have that, right?
Yeah, and but that's even the point. I mean, like, because the expectation there, I mean, like, this is a whole different problem, actually, as I see it, because it's not just the inequality and the fact that, oh, how poor, how sad for that poor guy that he can't have that Beamer. In my opinion, the problem here is really, why should he have that? Why should any of them have a Beamer anyway?
No.
Why can't they just be happy with a Toyota or a Suzuki or whatever?
Because they can't.
But why? But why?
Because they know it exists.
No.
And
It is
if you- and
It
if
is
you
what
know-
it is what we've already talked about earlier. It is because of this consumption culture that the U.S. is spreading.
Yeah,
It is because of the culture that the U.S. is spreading that they say, you are nothing in this world unless you can have pretty shiny things, and you need to work hard in order to get all these things, and when you have worked hard and get all these shiny things, you can enjoy them, and then you need to enjoy them some more, and then you need to get more, and then you need to get more, and then you need to do it faster and faster, and then when you've gotten the Beamer, then you need to get a Beamer with the extended warranty, then you need to get the seat warmers, then you need to get the fucking rocket boosters, then you need to get some more stuff on it, and you know, this never-ending spiral. And my point is just, this value that the US is spreading is a disease.
I would put it like this, man. They're going to keep pumping you for milk until your fucking heart stops.
And by they, who do you mean there? Because it's.
I mean like the big consumer, the big consumer, you know, like dogs in the market, that is like spreading all this propaganda.
Yeah, but it's, the funny thing is, it's really, like, it's not just them. Well, it is them. They keep spreading it, but it goes like, the value goes much deeper, because it's really, it's either none of us, or every one of us who is supporting this. It is like an invisible force, almost an invisible force that lies over the Western societies, and
we all accept it.
Yeah, and
that's what I think is like
scary part. Yeah, that's the scary part. But yeah, I will agree that most of these rich companies, they probably bend to it more than we do.
Hey man, like, imagine how this is going to be like in 20, 30 years, if they can enter our dreams with commercials. That you will like be dreaming of, like, 20% off McDonald's, 20% off BK. Go get some shit today.
Don't give me nightmares, man. This is like,
I still think that that's going to happen, man, because your dreams are not like that's gonna come up at some point, man. That like your dreams are not private property. Because
Oh
if you
my God.
dream, if you dream and we can reach you, then that's our right.
This sounds like some Westworld shit. I just started watching the first episode of the
Yeah,
show.
yeah. But couldn't you see this like happening? And eventually, like with phones becoming like more obsolete in the future, and like we're using, I don't know, like Google or fucking Apple glasses or some shit like that, right? That you'll just like have commercials popping up and stuff, and like in my opinion, this is already begun. This is already begun
of course it is, of course.
by that the microphone on your fucking phone gets activated, and hearing you like chatting on a pub or a bar or someday with like, like I was thinking about getting a Toyota truck or something, right?
Yeah.
And then next time you like go on surf on your phone or something, it will like pop up like an astronomical amount of fucking Toyota commercials and ads.
This is a very interesting topic actually that Joe Rogan has just done a podcast on with Edward Snowden just last week, I think. Where they spoke about this mass surveillance and big data, but you can go check that out.
I've seen it. So that collects all.
No, this was also more. This was more to the listeners here. You can go check that out. That's very insightful things there, and Snowden is covering it much better than we can in this podcast here.
So like that's that, and it's just going to keep evolving, because it just shows that wherever it is possible to reach us, they will reach us.
Yeah.
And they will push that fucking commercials in our face,
And the funny thing is, like, we always use this word they to imagine some group of evil corporation who's sitting somewhere and just doing this because they're devils. But it's really more it's always more complicated than that. It's really as I said earlier, it's an invisible force. It is it is just the value of America that has been taught to us through generations since the dawn of America, and now it has spread after the Second World War to the whole world, and we have to choose. It's really all, at the end of the day, it's all up to ourselves. Do we want to bend to this fucking consumerism and consumption behavior of the modern world, or do we just want to accept that we actually, or like, let me say it in a different way, do we just want to look at the tree when we're going for a walk and just be in harmony with that tree and not fucking think about the next fucking iPhone that we're going to buy?
Yeah, I wish I could say that. And I want to do that. But like for the rest of us, for the rest of humanity, they don't give a shit, and they want the next iPhone. They're already brainwashed.
No, but no. But I believe that you can break out of this in a way. It doesn't take much. It just takes you sitting down with your spouse or whatever and talking. Just talk. Okay. Don't fucking look at your phone, man. It really the fucking problem starts when you look at your phone and you get into this fucking snooze hypnosis state of just looking at that screen for hours and hours and fucking just. The realization of what is real and what you actually want in life starts when you talk to people, like we're doing right now, actually. It starts when you talk, when you open your mouth and you speak the words, not in a radical word, in a radical sense, but when you just fucking speak the words that are important to you, and then you realize, maybe I don't need this fucking iPhone, or maybe I don't need this fucking plant that I have had my eye on for a while.
But hey, man, like the thing is that consumerism is one thing, but another thing is that we get used to it, and that's the dangerous part. that you get used to the overspending, you get used to taking up these loans and stuff, right? In order to buy more and more. Before we started this, then I talked about that
dangerous.
How Denmark has been more grounded in that, because in Denmark the consumerism hasn't been as fast as, for instance, in Norway, considering that only like 50-something% of the Danish population owns the house that they're staying in.
Well,
and most Danish people aren't driving a huge fucking car, right?
Well, it makes sense though. I mean, considering how much money you guys got because of your oil and shit up there, and because of the low taxes. I don't think you have as big taxes as we have as well.
No, we don't. It's about half of what you're paying in Denmark.
Yeah. So it makes sense with a bunch of methed up horde of Vikings.
But still, it still gets leveled out, in my opinion, because now I haven't tried to, like, even though I am Norwegian, I haven't tried to live in Norway and live off, like, the wages doing like the similar type of job that I'm doing now.
No, yeah.
But my theory is that even if I did it, I wouldn't have any more money in the end of the month than I have here, because
because of what you've already told me in an earlier podcast about your brother-in-law and his your sister. I think you can observe it there, right?
Yeah, you can observe it there, but also the fact that that it's more, like, other things is more expensive. Like electricity is more expensive, even though they fucking say that Norway has the cheapest electricity in Europe or whatever, right? But that's fucking wrong, man. That's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
That might be, but you also gotta think that there's taxes and fees and shit added up on that. So so like Atle, for his I don't know, like 50.
Apple, your friend.
Yeah.
From Norway.
Like his 40 square meter apartment, he still uses twice as much, if not more, in electricity than I do for my 160 square meter house.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Like $100 or €100 a month on average. So like that's one thing. So just imagine, like how it is like with like having a fucking house then. Like my sister that's paying like €400, €500 a month for the electricity alone. So so my point is that the fees, it racks up, right? It racks up like really fast. And then you also like have the fucking push of consumerism coming. Especially regarding fuel. If you didn't know, fuel is expensive in Norway to the point where you'll use almost €1.8 for a liter of a liter of gas, right? And that's expensive, and that's like led to like another like wave coming that with like gotta get that electrical shit, right? So about 40% of the cars on Norwegian roads is electrical. Are electric. And then in addition to this, you now also like have these fucking toll booths, because you have a government thinking, we got to get more money in the bank. So then you also like got like these 400 toll booths around the country, collecting money day in and day out, night in and night out. So no, I don't think that I would like have anything more in the end of the month. Also, and also food is like 50% more expensive in Denmark, for instance. And all in all, if you compare the numbers from Numbeo to Denmark, then the entire living costs of Norway is like 50 to 60% higher. Which is a shit ton. And it has just I don't know, like, and this comes like, like it also after this insane American culture, consumerism culture that we've talked about, with like people in Norway being like, I gotta have a house. Now I
Yeah.
got my house. Now I gotta got my mountain cabin or my lake cabin.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now I get the cab. Now I got the cabin. So now I'm gonna get my boat.
Yeah, and it's in a way it's the same thing in Denmark to some extent with the summer houses and people who want 2 cars.
Yeah, yeah, but still,
But it's probably more extreme in Norway because you guys have
yeah,
more money on your hands as well.
yeah, or ability to take up more loans.
Yeah.
Because that was like another thing that I was going to get into, that a big push from the new people taking up consumer loans in Norway is old people.
Why?
Because I'm getting to
Don't
it.
they get their pension and shit?
Yeah, but they don't take in consideration
It's
that
not enough, right? It's
if
not.
you no because if you go on pension in Norway, you will like have about half the salary that you had for the last 10 years or so.
But
Right.
that's still like as a minimalist, I must say that's still, and yes, I am a minimalist. I do consider myself that, even though
Yeah.
I have a computer screen and I have a fancy keyboard with rainbow coloring. But guess what? It didn't cost more than $20. So yeah, I am a minimalist at my heart, at the core.
Yeah. I know that.
And as a minimalist, I must say half of a salary from what you've earned, especially in Norway where the salary is quite high, that should still be good enough for you to live a decent life for the
Yeah, it's what we talked about, like with my family and brother-in-law visit, right? That when you're earning a certain amount of money,
Yeah.
you'll get used to spend that certain amount of money.
Yeah. And
Right.
so at the end of the day, making more money doesn't actually mean that you have that you have more money at your disposal.
No, because like if you have more money at your disposal, you will have, and I would say that you will have like a really, really well discipline of what money is worth. But even though like statistics are like showing that people are like saving and all that stuff, right? Then I don't believe it. Like I believe the statistics, but I don't believe that the average of all people are good at good at like managing their economy and shit.
No,
I don't.
me neither. And so we could say that when you have more money, that doesn't actually mean necessarily that you live healthier. I mean, you could live just as healthy with a low income. I'm not like, probably if you're very poor, then you don't even have the options to buy quality foods, then the health is going to decrease, of course. But let's just say that you're like in the medium range, like in the upper poor range, like where you can still afford. I don't know how much that would be in the US, but here in Denmark it would be around my income level, actually. If you have around 5,000 to 10,000 kroners, which is roughly
$600-700.
Yeah, if you have roughly around $600-700 a month, you're good. You're covered in Denmark. To live a pretty decent, healthy life.
You would for sure as shit not be covered in America, because then you will like have barely like $300 left after paying your health insurance.
Yeah, but that's because health insurance is so expensive over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like food is not that expensive in the US.
Depends on where you are.
No, I mean not going out. I mean in the grocery stores.
Nah, that's also like that also depends on where you are.
Yeah.
I like, don't quote me on this, but we can like figure it out later. But I believe that if you take like $100 bill, right, and just imagine putting that like on all the states, then that $100 bill would like only get you $80 worth in New York, for instance, compared to like what you should be getting for it in America.
Yeah. But yeah, that. Yeah. Okay.
So now like it largely depends on where you are in the world, man. You could also say that if you had your salary there of like $700 a month, $700 a month, you would live like a fucking king in Vietnam.
But would I have to? That's the point with this entire fucking episode, as I see it.
No. You wouldn't have to. You wouldn't have to, man. And I have like all respect for people that don't and are like minimalists and shit like that. And like I have like a newfound respect for the minimalists, like I said, Amish people or whatever, that doesn't get fucking consumed with this consumerism. Like, gotta have more, work harder, get more, take up more loads.
Yeah, that's the point. I would actually say, according to the dangerous imperialist philosophy, the consumeristic philosophy of America, they would say that yes, you have to live like a king, because that's the point. That's the point of the pursuit. That's the point of the pursuit of happiness. And in my opinion, that's a dangerous fucking value to have.
Yeah, it is. It is a dangerous value
because it creates this, as what we talked about in the beginning of the episode. I think we mentioned it, where we have these boats all the way across the coast of the U.S. that are just sinking, that are just being disregarded because people don't have time to take care of them, because they just buy a boat and then they don't have time because they have so much other shit to do.
Yeah, they neglect it.
Because of the fucking consumeristic society, where you buy a boat, then you buy a fucking ATM, then you buy a fucking ranch, then you buy all the shit, and you don't have time because you are just one individual who can't fucking handle all the shit. Because at some point, this faster and this more greed of humanity is going to fucking run into, oh shit, I don't have time to deal with all this. In a way, you could actually say that the modern human does not have time. And think about this sentence real good right now. The modern human does not have time to maintain his greed.
No, because the modern human is too busy making money to live. Or to feed. No, wait, let me rephrase that. No, the modern human is too busy making money to feed the greed.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. You're right on the nail there. Because the greed is fueling this desire for more and faster, always more and faster, more and faster, more and faster. And then you get to a point where you have so much because and you are going so fast that you and you still have to maintain all this, of course. That's another thing. Like, you have so much that needs to be maintained, and this requires time. And then you need more of that, and then you need to spend more time. But there's only 24 fucking hours in a day. So you reach some point where you have too much, and where the American pursuit of happiness is still saying, no, we still need more. And that's when we have all these fucking cases of burnout and ugly things happen, depression and stuff, where you're not happy, actually. Where the pursuit of happiness is actually ending in the depression because you can't reach that happiness anymore.
I was going to say, this is one of the points that I disagree with Joe Rogan, where he says, that in the example of, like one guy getting a loan to buy some, I don't know, $150,000 muscle car or something, right? But can't really afford it and stuff because I'm also working on the business or something, right?
Yeah.
And then in Rogan's opinion, you should go out and get that 150K loan. You should go out and get that car because it's going to make you fap harder for the goal.
Yeah.
Right. And in my opinion, that's just consumerism, right?
And it's also stressful. It's a stressful society actually to live in because it constantly keeps you thinking, shit, man, I'm gonna get this. Fuck, man, gotta get this more. Gotta get this more. Gotta get this more. And it's like, why can't you just sit down? Why can't you just sit down, close your eyes, and then just fucking feel the universe with some music from YouTube?
Yeah.
That was my subtle way of saying meditate, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like maybe.
I think it was from the episode where he had like Richard Rawlings on.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Richard Rawlings is, it's the guy that has the TV show called Fast and Loud.
Yeah.
Fixing up muscle cars and fapping for a profit. Right.
But maybe a lot of people today don't even know how to relax anymore, and that's why you see so many people that are still smoking both cigarettes and smoking weed, drinking alcohol, taking other sort of substances. That's why we still have the increase of that, because that's also a way to relax the mind with
dopamine.
It is because people don't actually know how to relax anymore.
No,
they don't.
Yeah, that's like a messed up. It's just messed up, man.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm going to get back to you, because I am seriously considering quitting my job and spending my time, doing what's important.
Yeah.
And working on myself.
Yeah. I mean, right. You should definitely do that, and especially in Denmark, it's easy to do that because you can always get the dagpenge or the day money, and even if you don't have you gotta be a member of a what do you call it? It's so hard to translate these.
A union.
Yeah, it's so hard to translate these terms because they don't have that in so much degree in the US. But yeah, a union that will get you the day money, then you can still get this cash help from the government. As long as you don't have a lot of financial resources. But guess what? The good thing is, if you're a minimalist and you don't have so many financial resources, you don't have so much anyway, and then you can get the cash help. And then you can take some time off, work on yourself until you get the fucking energy. I can take
a 2-year vacation working on myself.
But I actually think that no, I am, in all seriousness though, I think that is totally legit. I mean, that is morally right. As long as you're not going out and breaking any laws while you're doing it. That is, I mean, you're not. Seriously, how can Americans, and I'm saying Americans here because they are the ones with this fucking pursuit of happiness culture, how can they fucking justify criminalizing people who are poor and who are receiving cash help to the same level as actual criminals who are fucking murdering and psychopaths?
Because it's not accepted,
It is accepted just as little as stealing. And I'm like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I gotta apologize for myself there. Because I used to be one of those people thinking, oh man, you're fucking on the pole. You're shit, man. You're shit.
Yeah, and now I have to throw this out there. I mean, just because you're unemployed, you're not a fucking criminal, man. And I have
You're
to
not
get, I have to get that in there now. You're not a fucking criminal just because you're unemployed. Jesus Christ. Wake the fuck up,
But
people.
but it's easy to feel like that when you're unemployed.
Yeah.
Because
But
you feel ashamed when you're like saying, "What are you doing?" Nothing. I'm unemployed. Right.
But I have
then
no,
you feel it.
yeah, but I have no shame in, and I actually feel proud of saying that sentence over and over again. I'm going to say it as many fucking times as necessary for this to sink into people's heads. Unemployed people are not criminals. That is like, to me, that is as much logic as Donald Trump is an asshole, or as 2 + 2 = 4.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ, man. People need to wake the fuck up. We're living in the 21st century where technology is doing most of the work. We're fucking producing more food that we can eat, and yet there's still people starving, homeless people starving in our country. Fuck, man. You people need to wake the fuck up who say unemployed people are criminals.
And you can just look at me, man. I have woken up.
You have awoken.
I have awoken. I look forward to like us doing these podcasts, especially like in bars and shit in Germany.
Yeah.
And find out like what those people have to say about it.
And also like when we're going to start to do that. I want to say this is another extension of my minimalist living. I have one suit that I bought a couple of years ago, and that's it. I have that one suit, and that fits me. And as long as it's not like totally broke, I will make a fucking declaration here. I will wear that suit until it is fucking ripped to shreds.
Yeah.
Like until you can actually see my skin through that suit, until it is actually falling apart, I will wear that suit to the bars, to all the bars that we will do this at.
Do you have a laptop?
Yeah.
Good. I'm not like sure. Like,
an old laptop, but yeah, still.
I'm not sure like how we're going to do it with the microphones, or if we should just put the Yeti in the middle of the table while talking, since it is an omnidirectional mic.
Yeah, but we'll probably have to direct it because even if it is omnidirectional, it still has a preferred direction where you should talk into. But we will figure it out. I got plenty of time, man. No stress, man. As it is, I'm like, especially me and you as well, you have been awoken to, we are not under the stress and pressure of producing more content and doing it faster. We just do it when we feel like it.
Yeah, man. Also want to like give a big shout out to the 3 or 4 subscribers we have gotten on the corner the last week. It's really, really, really helpful that you subscribe, and it also motivates us to keep going further, knowing that there is people listening and find the shit that we're talking about interesting.
Yeah, and to me that motivates me much more than any potential financial gains. I mean, we're not earning money with this yet, and I hope that we won't earn it for at least a few more months, a few more years, perhaps.
It's not important.
Of course, it's like actually my goal for this channel, like for all my YouTube career, is maybe just to reach a point where I can make maybe a few $100 a month on it.
Yeah,
that's it. Now I'll be happy. Actually, I might just go so far as to say I'll donate everything I make other than $1,000 a month. I'll donate all that to charity.
Or you can share it to me, man.
No, I'll donate it. Maybe I'll donate it to some educational program for underprivileged kids, like kids who have like dyslexia and stuff. Donate it to that, because like I'm not gonna need more than $1,000 a month. I can already say that now.
Yeah.
I would do that. But yeah, that's so far out in the future, and as long as I still don't have 1,000 a month, then it's not a point anyway.
No. So I guess like that was the end of it. Was it anything that you wanted to add?
Yeah, actually, I wanted to add this quote from Friedrich Nietzsche that we could probably end if we don't have anything more than this.
Right.
Because this is kind of interesting, even though Nietzsche was also kind of he was a special thinker, let's just say it like that, quite high on himself at times. But yeah, let's just take the quote here to end it with. What he said in 1878, that's a long time ago. Today, as always, men fall into two groups, slaves and free men. Whoever does not have 2/3 of his day for himself, and this is the day, not the night. So this is 16 hours, and 2/3 of that is 10 hours and 40 minutes. So you're actually only allowed to use 5 hours and 20 minutes per day on your work or whatever for like that is not fulfilling you. Whoever does not use 2/3 of his day for himself is a slave, whether he may be a statesman, a businessman, an official, or a scholar. And this applies to like if you have a passion too that you like and love to work with. That is good. That is, you should have that, a passion. But if you give yourself too much to this passion, the point of this is, then you lose yourself in it, and you're not yourself anymore, and then you're actually a slave to your passion.
I wonder if he had kids or was married.
We can we can Google very quickly. It doesn't seem. No, wait.
It doesn't say, huh?
Main interests.
No, he did not have a wife.
No.
And he did not have. I cannot see that he had any kids either.
No.
He had like a couple of sisters, but that's it. Because I was wondering, like with that quote, what about his wife and kids then? If they are factored in that 2/3 a day or not.
Based on what I've read on the background of this, there's like a whole extension to this quote as well, where Nietzsche talks about this that the people that have this profession and are giving so much of their time to it, that it is their unluck. As you can see here, it is their unluck that the profession is too unreasonable compared to their individual needs, and that they're actually lazy. I like his characterization. That's also a little drastic to call them lazy, but yeah, at the end of the day, compared to their own individual needs, they are lazy because they're not taking them into account. But my like, as I interpret this, is when you think about it, these 10 hours of your day, 10 hours and 40 minutes of your day where you take your own needs into account, that encompasses your social needs as well. So that encompasses being together with your loved ones and sharing yourself with them. So these 5 hours that you're supposed to use on that is only your job and the stuff that brings the money on the table, basically. That's all that. So what I mean by building yourself up, the 10 hours, the 2/3, that is consumption of food to fuel yourself, that is exercise, that is social togetherness with people that you care about. Not sleep, because sleep that's the night. So that's not what he means about that. But yeah, like all that stuff that fuels you basically to do your job.
He died at an age of 55 and collapsed at the age of 44.
Syphilis, I think.
And after that, he suffered a complete loss of his mental faculties.
Yeah.
I don't know, like if it was syphilis. I can't find that anywhere that it was syphilis, because maybe he didn't see a doctor in the 1870s.
No, I found it right here. Where Walter Kaufman speculates that he might also have contracted syphilis at a brothel, along with his other. Okay, so he was a little bit loose as a man as well.
Probably.
But I mean that's a part of, as I see it, that's a part of his different philosophy, because he had look at what all the fucking subjects that he was schooled in: continental philosophy, anti-foundationalism, anti-nihilism, atheism, existentialism, German idealism, metaphysical voluntarism, nihilism, perspectivism. Like this quote, this is just one of his many philosophical views.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Should we end it there, and we can get into Nietzsche's other philosophical news in another episode?
Yeah, because that's a lot of different things that we have here, but yeah, I mean it like this quote actually does make sense to me, and I heard this quote the first time before I even read up on it in a YouTube video that was about also how do you get most out of your day. I could actually just like see if I can find it, how to structure life, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
How to live life or something like that. Yeah, I don't know anymore. I can't find it. It was some video that like goes into this, how to get a good life or something like that, and that slowing down, it doesn't actually mean giving up on your whatever you're interested in. It just means that you're more thorough.
Yeah.
That's why I made the Thorough podcast. Check that out. You need to
check that out.
Yeah, exactly.
Check that out, and Troy's YouTube channel there on the road to his 1,000.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you should definitely go in there. There's a lot of experimental stuff there. A lot of I recently made a video about a bird, a fucking seagull.
Damn.
Which I called a moderately fun seagull.
Yeah.
Which is basically just 5-minute video of a bird, and you might think, why? I mean, that's boring, dude. Why the fuck would you film a seagull for 5 minutes? But then I say to you, why not?
Why not?
I mean, like if I take peace and calm from that experience with filming it, and fucking get a kick out of the fucking the art of making it. Actually, it's not just that this fucking video is not just art. It is actually art because I have actually had a fun time walking, and then again, I was walking, I was going through motions to get the emotions, to fucking get hyped enough to fucking bestow my eyes upon this fucking bird. And that's fucking beautiful in a way, and that has nothing to do with money. There's not a cent involved in this beautiful fucking feeling.
Yeah, it is.
So, yeah, if I can leave you with anything from this fucking audio, like, and I'm dead serious, by the way. I'm just fucking smiling a little because I'm a little high right now on myself. But what you have to do right now is drink some coffee or go for a walk. Go for a fucking half an hour walk. Then fucking find this bird on my channel and watch it for 5 minutes and fucking see the beauty of the full HD version of this bird and see the waves and listen to the waves of this.
For sure, man. All right, go out and check out Troy's content. And the two of us will see you back here for the next episode of The Corner. Thank you for listening.